What's up to everybody? I actually have a YouTube video that I'm working on right now that I'm about to share of one of my most recent flights, actually, because I had a couple other videos that I was going to post, and now I'm really just pushing on for all these new videos, right? So, and what's really crazy about today is, I have all my gear except the paramotor on me right now. And, I have my glider, my helmet, all my cameras. But what's really exciting, talking about cameras, is the new camera that I just got, which is epic. And I still haven't gotten the chance to play with it yet, but it's raining out right now, and it's like a perfect time to sit back, relax, finish my last video that I've been working on for you guys for my test flight on my new paramotor that I just put together. And we got the Insta360 camera. I am so excited about this. I cannot believe that I actually have this camera. But just the other day, I was watching a couple other YouTubers, and man, I gotta start the truck. It is a little chilly out too. Normally when I start my live stream videos, we're like already in the vehicle and we're already on the way. So I figured that I would start the live a little earlier, and we're gonna go on our way. Normally I wait till Sundays to do my bank runs and stuff like that, but right now, I figured this is a great time to go do it. It's raining anyway. I have videos that we are going to be sharing, and like I said, I'm really excited about my next flight because we're going to be flying with the Insta360 camera. And for some of you guys that aren't aware about that camera, it's just another style of a 360 camera that we have been already flying with, but we fly with the GoPro Max right now. And man, I beat that camera up so bad so many times that I was thinking about getting another one of them, which now they have the Max 2. Or, I could just totally do a different camera, and that's what we did here, is we just went ahead and just pulled the trigger on the Insta360. So sick. And I bought with it because it was, and there's sales that were going on yesterday at Best Buy. So, and then I also got the selfie stick for this, and this selfie stick is really sweet because it's not just this small or a tripod. It also extends about like 3 feet long, which is exactly what we need. So I'm super excited about this camera, and I actually really can't wait to go try it up in the sky. But the only thing that I'm not too excited about right now, but I know that I'm going to solve the issue quickly, is the whole point of why I ever wanted a 360 camera was so I could watch myself on takeoffs and landings, because in the paramotoring world, that's actually the hardest part, is getting off the ground and actually coming back to the ground. And in the beginning, I really did struggle, and I don't have, a camera crew that watches me or is always filming me. So that being said, I got to turn my heat up a little bit. Right now, I think it says it's 48 degrees out. That's not too bad. So, but yeah, I've been wanting to do an upgrade to the channel. And plus, what a perfect timing to do it, because I haven't been sharing any of my videos recently because of all the things that have been going on. And, I've been just having other things happening. It's like I've been getting really into shooting recently. I've been having, like, any type of work that we've been getting, we've been kind of jumping all over it. So we've been traveling a little bit for construction work. But now, I'm really excited that I'm going to start taking the time and posting more videos again, and I'm not going to mess around with it anymore. Like I said, I have a video that I'm going to share. I have probably like 2 or 3 videos that I probably will drop today. Like 2 of them probably being more like an uncut videos, and then I want to share my most recent video of me taking off on my newest Pulsar, which is awesome. It was my first flight on the 1420 meter cage. Super epic. What a dramatic difference. Before we were flying the 1520 meter, which you'll hear me talking about that in the next video. So very excited about that. And, really, like I said, I normally come out here, do these videos of little live streams, let you guys know what's going on with me, what I have on a normal daily basis. But today is all about SkyMax. Today, hopefully this afternoon, we go and fly. Like, we would have totally have flown this morning if it wasn't raining, but it's raining right now. And So, and like tomorrow is supposed to be, I think, probably like the same type of weather, like temperature wise and winds. There's like very little to no winds right now. So it's like perfect. With cloud cover too, you could fly all day midland like this. Inland. I said midland. Inland. But but really, I just, I just want to fly, and it's been killing me. I think that's what's been really putting me down a little bit. And I don't ever get down. I'm normally the most positive person you've ever met in your life. But it's just that all this craziness has been going on, and I feel like it's just life. Life gets crazier and crazier as you go on, and it never really gets any easier. It's just, what do you want to put up with every day? And I put up with a lot. And and it's because I have these dreams. I have goals. I want things, but I don't want like a ton of things. I don't want any of that. I just want to keep flying every day. I want to make happy customers for SkyMax, like what I've been doing. And I just want to keep having fun. We all have to work. We all have to pay bills. So, but, I'm like really excited for these new things to come. And like I said, I just flew the new Pulsar. Holy crap. That thing was incredible. And it was a dramatic difference from the sizes because, like I said, before we were flying the bigger cage, the bigger hoop section, and even the back part of the frame that went up against your back was even bigger. And I even flew with a different harness, the harness now that has the gas tank that's inside the bottom. And I have to say, holy crap, like, I am so glad that I didn't just set it up and just assume that I knew where my balance point was, because I did a hang test and I was so off on my settings because I set it up like my other harness. And my other harness, my original harness that you guys see in all of my videos, that harness is a small medium size. And this one now that I just flew with is a large, and I loved it. It was way, like, don't get me wrong, the small medium fits me like a perfect glove, like, like there's no gap at all. But now with the large, it just felt like my whole seating area up in the sky was way more relaxing, and I didn't feel like, I guess, I was being squeezed. Because I guess my other harness, I guess maybe I didn't realize that I was right on the lines of maybe being a large instead of being a small medium on the harnesses. And man, what a difference. And like I said, I'm going to share that video. I wanted to go get this bank run out of the way while it's probably the worst part of the day, rain. And I was thinking about going shopping. So, don't want to drive over the lines. I want to go shopping today because I want to get, so I got these new boots for work, for construction, because, when you're the cut man or even just being outside, I can't stand it when my feet get cold. So I do like to spend the money on a nice pair of boots, for work, because sometimes I end up standing at a table and I'm just using my upper body, and man, my feet can get so cold in the wintertime. But now that I got these really nice boots, they're very nice, but I don't actually like them for flying because I just went up for the flight with them. And I really tried to take in what I liked and didn't like on my last flight for a couple of reasons. Because we're coming up to the winter. I freeze every single time I fly. But normally my excitement overrules the cold, like pretty good sometimes, because a lot of times I can get away without gloves. But the other day I went flying, I think it was 40 degrees. I have to double check. I say it in the video, but my fingertips were like bleeding in pain, and it wasn't even that cold yet. And that's what kills me. It's like, okay, I really need to buy a nice pair of gloves, and I want to get a nice pair of like smaller boots, like sneaker boots or whatever, for just flying. And with the paramotors, I hate gloves. I hate them. They're so dumb to me, because like, to me, if you're doing something, you need to really feel it. Like, I've learned that being a carpenter, like, if you want to be a really good carpenter, you have to really feel everything with your hands a lot of the times. And even with like drawing and writing down, it's hard to do that with a glove on. But man, regardless, I'm excited for the winter because, you know, everybody's all like, oh yeah, I put the paramotor away, I'm going to winterize it like a jet ski or something. And it doesn't even make sense to me because, like, I fly all year round and I actually like to fly more in the off season here because then I get to really enjoy like the beaches now and stuff like that, and a little bit of other spots more because they're not so crowded, like, at all. Nobody's around. And, you know, it's crazy to think that, like, when the summertime comes, everybody does want to go to the beach and fly, and I get it. I actually really get it. It's a ton of fun, but we're not allowed to fly at the beach where there's lifeguards, and a lot of times there's an ordinance on the beach, and I come to find out that, like, everywhere where I basically fly has ordinance except, like, 1 or 2 spots now. And what's crazy is that's why you'll see me never bragging about where I'm actually flying, because it's not worth it. It's more worth it for me to just always tell people to fly at the beach on the off season, you know, not the summertime. And if you do fly at the beach in the summertime, aim for the real early sunrise flight and the real late sunset flight. And don't do it by a lifeguard. Don't do it by a lifeguard. Hey, don't do it by a lifeguard. Like, I don't even know what else to say. You know, it's just crazy how some people don't, I don't want to say they're not thinking about it, but they're not realizing that you're basically bringing a motorized toy on the beach that screams. So it's basically bringing a 2-stroke dirt bike on the beach and in the middle of the summertime, right next to a lifeguard, and being like, hey, I'm going to ride this right here. Hope you don't mind. Like, clearly, you know, it's what you don't do. But regardless of all that, we have the new Pulsar that we got to go fly. I want to share that video with all of you. We got some new cameras that I haven't taken up in the sky yet. It's crazy to think that we have this camera. Man, and it's so light. Like, I can't wait to bust this out, check it out, see what it's all about. I can't wait to download another new app onto my Apple phone, you know? And, you know, that's like the whole fun thing about, like, getting cameras too. It's like, I realized it when I was going to Best Buy yesterday, like, wow, the Insta360 is not in the GoPro family. It's just not. So that means it's just a different platform and it's just a whole new setup, you know, and I'm very excited about it. And like I said, in the description I put in here, if any of you already have the GoPro 360 X5, please drop some comments. If you guys already have tips, pros and cons on it, let me know. I do know that with what I was reading in reviews, that the GoPro Max 2 supposedly almost matches the 360 X5, but there are some differences that the 360 Insta has over the GoPro. So that's why, and they're like basically the same price. So I figured, you know what? I already have the Max, the original, and there's nothing really wrong with that camera other than I have a few scratches on the lens. But, you know, I'm really, really crazy about this camera because I was watching a few of Tucker Gott's videos, and you can tell in some of his more recent videos that he has been posting, you can see, like, it's a huge different, like, explosion of, like, footage. Like, the way, like, just everything about it just seems way better. And I was talking to him about it, like, yo, like, is that the new Insta360 that you're using? And he was like, yeah, it actually is. And, you know, that was, like, partially the reason why, you know, I kind of, like, pulled the trigger too, is because I'm already watching somebody else flying with it. It looks incredible. Incredible. And arguably, I'm reading really good reviews on it. You know, don't get me wrong, you always read some bad reviews, but I feel like, you know, you get the good and the bad with different people. But, and, you know, really for me, I'm using this for flying. And I'm trying to better the channel anyway. Like, you know, if you're a YouTuber or some type of a video creator, you gotta definitely, you gotta always be up in the game. You gotta definitely try to stay up on that stuff. And, you know, lately I've been I don't want to say down or depressed. I just had so much crap going on with my life that, it's been holding me back from making videos. Or I shouldn't say from making videos, because I've been still flying. I always still turn the camera on, but I haven't been posting full-length videos. And I'm pretty excited about the next upcoming videos that we will be sharing, because they're going to be with the new camera now. But not these most recent videos that I will share, like today and probably tomorrow, won't have anything to do with probably the 360 camera for the footage, but I'll be talking about it. And probably in the next day or two, I'm hoping like no more than like 2 days, like I'm hoping to go flying this afternoon and use the Insta360 camera. I hope that I get to drop like something on the story on Instagram and Facebook to let everybody know, like, whoa, this camera is dope. But what I was trying to say earlier in this video was, so my selfie stick is different than the other selfie stick. Like the one that I've broken like 100 times is because I have it stationary on my paramotor, right? This one's a selfie stick where I can't bolt it to the frame of my paramotor clean like I was from GoPro. But if I probably look it up there now with Insta360, I bet you I can find online something similar to like what I had from GoPro, where it like hugs and clamps to the frame. This, I'm gonna have to actually sit on it for my next coming videos, which is fine, but it's sketch, because definitely not trying to drop the camera, you know, but it's no different than me like holding my cell phone all the time. And I don't know, that's the one thing I don't really like about just sitting on the camera, because now it's taking away what my whole idea was for having the camera, which is my takeoffs and my landings. But now, because we just added a camera, I'm thinking about maybe keeping the other camera rolling, which is going to be crazy to have 2 360s rolling. But what I'm trying to say is, maybe instead of having the other one on board, I'll just have that on the ground for when I come in to land and take off, you know. But I'm going to miss that in the next flight or two, when I'm just sitting on the selfie stick. Because like I said, I don't typically have anybody there videoing me for my takeoffs and landings, because a lot of times my friends that I'm flying with, they are like, I'll either come in before them because I'm more excited like to like capture their landing and take off from my video perspective views. And I don't know, it's tough, because you know, if I could, I'd capture every little angle the way that I really want to. And like I said, it's, you know, I'm not here to ask the other pilots or my other friends, like, hey, can you just come out so you can just video me having the best time ever? And that's not fair, you know, to anybody. And plus, like, that's why I loved the idea of mounting the 360 camera in the beginning. But then I do take the risk of destroying the camera easier, because that's how I've broken it from doing bad landings and having that selfie stick out like, you know, 2 feet. So this, I don't know. I'm debating on how I'm going to keep it stationary or not. So drop comments and let me know too, like what you guys think about the idea with the selfie stick being stationary on the frame of the paramotor, as opposed to getting up in the sky, turning it on, and then sitting on it, having it extended out. Like, I'm like really excited, I guess, about the movement that I can get and the angles that we can capture. But really, I'm just excited to have new footage on the channel, you know, something that is like wow footage. So I'm excited, you know. And I'm excited too, because I was reading about the camera, of the things it can do. Supposedly it can follow you around, which I don't understand that quite yet. So I'm gonna try to figure that out, because I think that's something to do with it being on a tripod, where like, I guess maybe if we were in the shop trying to do like some vlogs, like, so I don't know, maybe this is going to be the camera that turns into everything camera. Like, and you know, I was thinking a lot about it. Like, I think that I'm always going to keep like because I almost pulled the trigger on an action hero camera too, because I was thinking like, man, if I'm getting this for the selfie stick, like it's totally different. should I change my helmet camera then? Because we have the GoPro 11 up top for all of my audio that you guys hear me when we're flying. And I love that camera, and there's nothing wrong with it. And really, it is a few years old now, but I think I'm gonna stick with GoPro for definitely the top footage for now. I'm definitely all about hearing what everybody else has to say about that. But for now, it's gonna be the GoPro up top and probably the GoPro for the chase camera. But what's exciting is that now I do have this extra chase cam, or an extra camera that is a 360 camera that I'm gonna play with. Like, and it's already got a couple scratches on it, so what's it gonna hurt by me putting it on the chase camera? I think that's gonna be cool. And that's gonna be exciting to see those kind of views, like, different. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see. Like I said, everybody drop some comments if you guys are watching the video about what you guys think that I should be doing with my other cameras now. But really, I'm gonna have fun and just play around the next time we're on a grassy field or even at the beach. But the beach can be scary with the chase camera, because if the camera falls and rolls over onto the lens, which happens every time with the chase camera, unless you get a clean first takeoff, you like, sand just somehow just gets on it and lives on there, especially if the sand's a little wet, I guess, on the ground. Like, it ruins it. And then you get this whole crappy video of you with sand, you know, and it's terrible. So it's like, that's why the chase camera on the beach isn't always ideal. I just did it in my more recent video, but it was a little heavier on the winds, and I knew that I was going to be able to pick the camera right up. That's like things I watch out for. And plus, I'm trying to fly with the string longer again, because I've learned by shortening it up, it just wells your prop, and you're just going to start, or your paramotor, and you can really either damage your paramotor gear or your camera. So I'm not trying to do that. So I'd rather have it longer so it just smacks the ground or rides the ground for its takeoff, and when we come in to land, it'll ride on the ground for a few. But that's why, like I said, it's important to watch what you're doing. But regardless of all that, everybody, I'm happy that I'm back at doing these videos. I almost said back at cameras. Back at making these videos again. I'm trying to push myself to do these live streams. I'm going to be talking about the new clothing that I've been buying, which is actually very funny, and I can't wait to talk about that stuff in the air, which we're going to do with the 360 camera. Like I said, the most recent video we're going to be sharing is going to be with my other cameras still, but with me doing my test flight, me talking about how what I do for my test flights after I build paramotors. Because this is like now, I have to look at my book, but I'm pretty sure this is like the 7th or 8th paramotor complete build that I've done for myself, like a complete build from nothing to flyable. So, and to me, it's crazy. Like, I think my whole life I've always wanted to do things like this, like build epic machines that can do epic things, right? And now here I am doing it, and now I've learned that it's scary. It's actually scary when you realize, like, whoa, I put this together. All torque specs, everything to the book, you know, everything's, you know, how it should be, but it's like just crazy to think, like, I'm not getting them manufactured, you know, together, like with an engine, a prop, you know, throttle, all that stuff. Like, I could easily overlook one thing in the process, and it could be bad up top, you know? So that's why I do test flights. I do a lot of like running up on the ground, you know, for a few minutes. Like if we were in the air, we do hang tests before we go up and things like that. So like I said, make sure you guys stay tuned for my next video. Like I said, I have a lot of things to be sharing and a lot of things to talk about. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm excited for what's to come, and I'm excited to share the new camera footage. Dude, this is epic. So, and the new gear. So I'll see you guys all a little bit later. It's raining still, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you guys up in the sky. Peace out.